Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors. But first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Stephen Curry's hamstring strain didn't just derail the Golden State Warriors in the playoffs. It reignited a larger debate around the NBA's condensed postseason calendar. Tom Haberow of Yahoo Sports reports that head coach Steve Kerr believes the league scheduling demands played a key role in Curry's injury during Game 1 of the Western Conference semifinals. Their Warriors beat the Minnesota Timberwolves in that game, but lost the next 4, ending their season in 5 games. If he had an extra day or two. We can't prove this, but I have no doubt based on our understanding of the scientific literature that the hamstring injury was the result of inadequate recovery and fatigue. Kerr recalled his performance staff saying via Yahoo Sports Warrior schedule leading to Curry injury was brutal. The numbers tell the story. Curry played 42 minutes in Game 6 of the Houston Rockets series, followed by 46 in Game 7, just 48 hours before Game 1 in Minnesota. Their Warriors had traveled between all 3 games. It was his 3rd game in 5 days, and at 37 years old, that workload proved too much. Kerr pointed out that Curry had never suffered a hamstring injury in his 16-year career until now. After consulting with the team's medical director, the conclusion was clear. The strain was likely a result of poor recovery time. Warriors didn't help themselves either. Photo by Ezra Shur, Getty Images. Stephen Curry, Golden State Warriors. K may be right about the schedule, but the Warriors had a hand in their own downfall. Their Warriors had to fight just to reach the playoffs, including a tense elimination game against the Memphis Grizzlies in the play-in. That late-season sprint added to the mileage. Then came the Houston series. After going up 3-1, Golden State effectively punted Game 5. That decision forced them into a longer series and extra minutes for their stars. By the time they advanced, Curry was already running on fumes. Kerr NBA must address schedule to prevent injuries. This isn't just about Curry. Other veteran stars like Damian Lillard and even younger faces like Jason Tatum also suffered lower body injuries this postseason. The Golden State Warriors could reunite with the Anthony Melton this off-season. According to Anthony Slater of The Athletic, the two-way guard is an unrestricted free agent. After tearing his ACL in November, Slater believes he will not get more than the veteran's minimum as a risky flyer. Honestly, I think Melton's a veteran minimum target, Slater said on the Warriors Plus Minus podcast. He's intriguing for the Warriors. Melton, 26, is coming off an ACL injury, which he sustained in November last year. The veteran guard is expected to make a full recovery ahead of the season. Before the injury, Melton averaged 10.3 points, 3.3 rebounds, 2.8 assists, and 1.2 steals in 6 games, including 2 starts for the Warriors. He played next to Stephen Curry in the backcourt and helped the Warriors get off to a 12-2 start. Hurt feelings? Getty. Will Anthony Melton reunite with the Golden State Warriors? Melton's injury derailed the Warriors, who stumbled to 11th in the Western Conference until they made the big swing on Jimmy Butler that lifted them back to the playoffs. Their Warriors quickly shipped Melton to Brooklyn for Dennis Schroeder in a move that fizzled out. They subsequently included Schroeder in the Butler deal. I am curious what he thinks about the way the Warriors just traded his contract right away, Slater said. But to me, especially because I don't, if he tore his ACL, are we sure he's going to be ready for the opener? He's got question marks body-wise. Their Warriors will have competition for Melton. Yo Van Baha, Slater's colleague at The Athletic, floated Melton as a potential depth piece for the Los Angeles Lakers. I really like Melton as a flyer, Baha said on his Baha's Block podcast. At this point, he's going to be a vet minimum guy. I think he's a guy who for a vet minimum contract, you could do a lot worse. The Jonathan Kuminga conundrum. Their Warriors off-season begins with their restricted free agent Jonathan Kuminga. Despite averaging 24.3 points on 55.4%, 4% overall shooting and 38.9% from the three-point line in his last 4 games in the playoffs, Golden State coach Steve Kerr made it clear that he will not have a significant role for the Warriors if he returns next season. "I've been asked to win," Kerr told the San Francisco Standard's Tim Kawakami on the TK show on May 21. "And right now he's not a guy who I can say I'm going to play 38 minutes with the roster. We have Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond Green and put the puzzle together that way and expect to win." In a separate interview, Kerr believes Kuminga also wants no part of this roller coaster ride in Golden State. A year ago, their Warriors were laser-focused on prying Jazz big man Lauri Markkanen from Utah, knowing full well the team could afford to shed some of its depth in favor of a sweet shooting stretch big man. Efforts to land Markkanen fizzled, of course, and the Warriors carried a 2-deep roster for much of the season before making the Jimmy Butler trade at the NBA deadline. But watching the Warriors' efforts in the playoffs, first in the 7-game series against the Rockets, then in the Stephen Curry-less other than Game 1 series against the Timberwolves, it became clear why the Warriors coveted Markkanen. They really need a big guy who can shoot. With that in mind, the Warriors are entering the 2025 off-season ASN with the goal of adding a big guy who can step out to the Arkansas. And one who could hit the trade market is not far away. King star center Domantas Sabonis, who is coming off a year in which he averaged 19.4 points while shooting a very impressive 59% from the field. While he does not shoot a hefty number of threes, Sabonis did make 41.7% of his 2.2 tries per game. For Bleacher Report, that makes Sabonis the top dream trade target for the Warriors this summer. In an article titled 3 Dream Trade Targets for Every NBA Team This Summer, the site's Greg Schwartz had Sabonis at the top of the list, followed by guards Derek White of the Celtics and Kobe White of the Bulls. Wrote Schwartz, Sabonis would be the perfect third star for the Golden State Warriors even if it meant trading Draymond Green in order to get him. The 29-year-old has led the NBA in rebounding for 3 years in a row, is the league's second-best passing big man after Nikola Jokic shot 41.7% from 3 this season. Stephen Curry, Jimmy Butler, and Sabonis would give head coach Steve Kerr a ton of offensive options. Indeed, in order to match the $43 million that Sabonis is slated to make next year, their Warriors would almost certainly have to build a package around Green, who is set to earn $26 million. That is what is most likely to torpedo such a deal. Their Warriors appear intent on having star Stephen Curry ride out the rest of his career alongside Green.